Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sampa's Sweet Podcast. I'm Samantha.
Hi everyone, this is Lucia. Welcome back.
So, we have some guests joining us later on, but first, let's handle some topics that are happening in our own lives. So, we're approaching the end of the spring semester, which also comes with the end of the school year. Now, as freshmen, this is our first time away from home for such a long time and our first time in college, naturally, as it is our freshman year. Lucia, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Well, I'm an international student, so this is very new for me, moving into another country, and I can't believe the semester is almost over, but summer's coming up, so I'm excited for that.
I agree. I'm very excited for summer. And we're not the only ones approaching the end of our college year. Our upcoming guests, current students of the University of Wisconsin Superior, we have the hockey guys. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Let's welcome them in.
All right, let's get to it.
So, we've spoken a lot about us having guests in this episode, and now it's time to meet them.
Okay, so for our viewers that don't know who you guys are, could you guys please introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Will. I'm from Minneapolis.
I'm Levi Cudmore. I'm from Park River, North Dakota.
I'm Coltyn Bates. I'm from Brandon, Manitoba.
And I'm Austin Friesen from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Awesome. Your NHL spring break tour. So, tell us a little bit about that. Like, what was the trip like, and which arena was your favorite?
The trip was pretty sweet. It was really cool being able to go to 4 different cities in a week. It was hectic, super fun, really busy, not a lot of sleep. I would say definitely best rink I thought for sure was UBS Arena out in Long Island. I thought that was super cool. Obviously, it's brand new also, so it was gorgeous. They put on a great show. Amazing people there. So yeah, that's got to be my favorite.
Good answer, because I'm from Long Island, so that was very exciting.
That's very cool, you guys. Like, I can just tell you, I'm an international student. I'm actually from Argentina. So in Argentina, like ice hockey is like not known at all. And I moved to the US in August and I fell in love with it. Like, I love it. I love hockey.
That's good to hear.
That's awesome.
So tell us, like, when did you guys start like playing hockey?
I think around 3 for most of us are in that ballpark, probably around 3 years old. I feel like it's one of those things when you grow up where we are from, you kind of, as soon as you can walk, you're probably not far behind and throwing the skates on.
Yeah, I think we all come from hockey families, so I was kind of born into it, and our parents had us play, and yeah, we never really looked back.
Were there any other sports that you guys played growing up that you thought maybe I'll do this instead of hockey, or was it always hockey for you guys?
For me, actually, I was playing football in high school and I was getting recruited to go play college football at different schools. So I had to make a decision whether to play junior hockey or go to college right away and play football. And I think I made the best decision.
Yeah, I think
That's very cool. That's very cool because you're like putting your sport into TikTok. You guys have so many followers. How does that feel, like having so many comments, so many fans every day? Tell us about that.
I think it's exciting. I mean, obviously, none of us planned on really knowing how this would go or didn't really have any expectations. So I think it's pretty cool that it's blown up as big as it did. And I think I can probably speak for everyone on this. I think it's been pretty cool on how it can impact a lot of people that we didn't really realize. You know, for us, we just hang out with our best friends and make videos, and seeing the messages and replies sometimes, and especially during the COVID times when they were tough for everybody, just seeing how like our videos could make people happy or make their day when they're having a tough time, just kind of made it kind of worth it to us. Like I said, just kind of for us, it's just a 10-second, 15-second video, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, but when you see the impact, that just like the joy and us happy and hanging out and having fun, and people that follow along our journey the whole time, for it to be able to like make their day or make them happy in a tough time's a pretty cool feeling.
Okay, so you guys
that was like a lot of the feedback we would get during COVID when people weren't allowed, or when people weren't really seeing their friends and stuff like that. They'd always say that they kind of felt like they were a part of our friend group, kind of just watching us every day interact and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool to see that.
No, I can tell you, like, I've seen your guys' videos from my country, like literally before moving here. So it's amazing how it reached to such a big global audience, you know, like all around the world. They're seeing your video, so that's awesome.
That's sweet.
And you guys don't just do TikTok too. We've seen you guys do YouTube vlogs as well. Was that kind of just thrown in there, or did you guys decide, oh, we're doing pretty well on TikTok, we should start doing vlogs too?
Yeah, I think that just came with just continuing to kind of grow as a group. We wanted to reach all platforms. So we did the Instagram and then the YouTube, and I think the YouTube it's been super fun, and it's really cool watching it because of Lawson's amazing editing skills. He puts so much work into it. So when it all comes to life, and we have 2 cameras we pass around each week, and so we're all taking random clips throughout the week, kind of showing our lives and stuff. And so yeah, it's been super cool, and I think people have enjoyed it too, seeing kind of day-to-day life rather than just a little video or like a tiny vlog or something on TikTok. So yeah, it's been really fun so far.
I think it gives people a better idea of like our personalities. You know what I mean? Instead of staged videos that you don't really have to have a personality to just dance and do it. For this way, when you actually watch the videos, I think actually for a lot of our fans from the very beginning, I think if they watched our TikTok videos and the way they perceived us as people and our personalities, and then when they actually watched the YouTube and kind of got to know us through that, I think a lot of them are actually probably wrong on who they thought was outgoing, who they thought was this or that. Just because, you know, the TikToks are so staged, it is just what it is. So I think it's been a really good way for fans to actually be able to get to know the true personalities of everybody.
That's pretty cool. When you guys are over the summer, you guys don't live together like you do during the school year. So what do you guys do in terms of like vlogs and content and stuff like that when you guys are home for the summer?
Last summer we would just basically send clips into Lawson. He would have a list of stuff like he would want us to do. Like for me, he wanted a bunch of stuff like on the farm, like little clips, and send it in. And then we also made another TikTok called Not the Hockey Guys, where we had all the account information where we get to log in and make our own videos and kind of mess around on that too. So I think that helped us during the summer. And this summer, I think a few guys are going to stay around each other. So we're going to try and meet up as much as we can and hopefully keep growing.
So not only are you guys separating for the summer, but a few of you guys are graduating this year, right?
Yeah, all of us here on this call we're all graduating. We're all heading out of Wisconsin.
Are you guys nervous? Are you excited? Do you have any fun plans for after you graduate?
I think it's bittersweet, maybe happy to be done school, but realizing this is kind of our last few weeks of, you know, coming back to school and living with your 4 best friends and seeing your teammates every day and that kind of being your life. It's kind of a fairy tale life when you think of it. Like, you know, you're 24 and you live with your best friends all year and you play with your teammates all year, and no, I wouldn't say no responsibilities, but like minor, I guess, right? You're not working a 9 to 5 job. So I think it's bittersweet, at least on my end. I think it'll be nice to be done school, but there's so many positives that come out of these situations that will also suck that we won't be coming back to in September.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. We got some summer plans already in the works, so we can't give out too many details yet, but there's plenty of times that we're going to be doing some things together.
We're freshmen, and obviously you guys have followers that are not in college or coming into college. What advice would you give someone coming into college, whether they're playing a sport or just entering the college world?
I would say, yeah, if they're not playing a sport, I would definitely try and like find things to do around campus that could kind of get you involved in meeting new people early on, because once you meet those people early on, they're just like a support system that just like builds, and then you meet their friends, and it's a lot easier to connect that way. So try and I guess get out and do stuff early.
Yeah, I think playing a sport, we were always pretty busy, and we kind of came in and we kind of had like the group of people we'd hang out with every day kind of set in stone for us as your teammates. So by not being an athlete, I think like Austin said, getting involved with the school, finding things that you love, finding new people, and just staying busy. Don't just sit in your dorm and do homework all the time. You got to enjoy it too.
Yeah, even to go with that with Will, even like in classes, you know, like interact with athletes or other people. Like you'd be surprised. Like even for us, I think we have a lot of great friends that don't play sports or on other sports teams that you know, we just met through class or whatever it may be. We're at a smaller school, so I'm not sure your guys' situation, but it's been pretty easy to interact with other students and other athletes, other students, and it's actually been a fun part of us is being able to have friends that aren't just specifically on the team too. So probably just, you know, be uncomfortable, be okay with being uncomfortable, and kind of like put yourself out there.
Cool. And is there any like advice you would give to somebody that wants to play hockey but is like too scared to try?
I would say don't try and learn everything at once. Maybe if you don't have like access to ice all the time, maybe just start with a stick and a ball and shooting around, stick handling, and then if it's the opposite, maybe just start with skating and doing like slowly skating lessons and then trying to figure out how to skate and use the stick at the same time. So yeah, everything's always about building.
So you guys started playing hockey pretty young. Are you some of you are ending your hockey careers and some of you went pro, right? So from both perspectives, what has the transition been like?
From a retirement standpoint, it's been a lot more free time at school, which has been great some days. Some days get a little long when you don't have practice or anything to fill your day. But yeah, for me personally, it's nice to have time for other things and to be able to love hockey in a different way.
You got something, Kelly? How your experience was?
Yeah, for me, going on and playing pro, it's a whole different lifestyle from college. From my experience, there was a lot more free time. We had practice in the morning and then basically have the rest of the day off. And some guys would do little other jobs like to make a little more income and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely a fun experience. A lot of extra time to take care of your body too when you're playing pro. You have a lot more access to like gyms and trainers, equipment managers, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Cuddy on that too. It's just different, right? Like it's at that point it's a business. Here it's more of a, I guess you could say like a family, a team, right? You're close with everybody. Your coaches probably know everything about your life or a lot about your family and whatnot. Where once you get to that level, it's about winning games and that's about it. So if you don't get the results, it's kind of, I wouldn't say that we're not close with your coaches and stuff like that, but it's definitely a completely different approach where I think we learned quite a bit, and even just being up there for, I think it was like a month, but it's a different lifestyle. Like Cuddy said, like you're done by noon and your day's free. So we were still in school, so we'd have some online stuff, but for the most part, like most guys would just go golf or work or hang out by the pool. And art in my instance is what guys would do for us. So I think it's just completely different, honestly. It's kind of like entering the work world, really, just like this kind of business every day, a little different approach.
Awesome. I have another question. Within hockey, who is like your biggest motivation?
That's a good one. I'd probably say my dad. He played college hockey as well, so kind of growing up, that was always my goal. So yeah, he pushed me along the way and helped me during the hard times of hockey. So yeah, I definitely learned a lot from him and his experiences playing.
Yeah, I'd probably say my dad too. I think that these guys are like your biggest supporters and sacrifice so much, and I don't think we really realize that until you kind of get to this age where you see the sacrifices they made and working a 9 to 5 and having to drive. I know everyone's experiences are different, but for me, like a few times I was driving 2 hours a day for practice, and it didn't seem like much at that age, but now like thinking about it, that's absolutely nuts. Like I couldn't imagine doing that after working a full day, and just never complaining and just kind of realizing how much effort they put into making sure we could just live out our dream. What about you, Friz? Who's your biggest inspiration?
Yeah, it'd probably be my dad, but playing wise, I don't know, like now we're at the age that there's people not only your age playing in the NHL, but also a lot younger than you. So it's kind of like different because you kind of grew up watching players and now they're kind of getting into retirement. So you're looking for the new guys that are coming in to kind of watch. So that's what's also nice about the league, that it's also very young too. So you can find someone to see early on.
Speaking of the NHL, so this is a fun little question. Okay. If you guys could join any NHL team, which team would you join and why?
Ooh, that's the tough one.
I'd say the Toronto Maple Leafs because they're my favorite team, and I'm a diehard Leafs fan, and that'll never change. So I'm just going with the easy answer.
I'm not just saying this because you guys are in Florida, but I'd probably say Tampa, Nashville, anywhere kind of warmer.
Yeah,
I think that's where I would want to play.
I would have to agree with that. Nashville's an unreal city. I love it there, and
Traders.
That'd be a great city to play in, I think.
Well, because you said Tampa, I feel like I'm inclined to ask, have you guys ever been to Amelie? Like, have you guys ever been here for a game?
No.
Not yet.
yeah, I have.
Oh.
Did you like it? Was it fun?
Yeah, that was one of my like first NHL games. I went with my dad. We went to 2 games, and that's when they weren't too good. So like the tickets were super cheap. And then on the same weekend, I went to a Buccaneers game, so I got my first NFL game. So it was just a great time, just doing that with my dad. So I enjoyed it.
So for those of you that haven't been, do you guys want to come? Like, would you guys ever come here and just go to a hockey game, maybe go to a Bucks game, just kind of like vacation in Tampa?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Tampa a few times with my family. Just never for hockey or any sporting event actually. So yeah, Tampa's amazing.
It is. It's a great city. I love it. Amelie just has an unreal vibe to it when you go. It's so fun. So 10 out of 10 recommend.
All right, deal.
I think we've each been a few times, and every time it's just a good experience. My sister's big into hockey, so when they came, even though we're Islanders fans and they're rivals, I made sure that she came and she went to a game. So we're actually approaching the NHL playoffs, and I'm excited. So what are your guys' predictions? Who do you want to win? Who do you think is gonna win?
Who I want to win is my hometown Wild, but usually they let me down. So hoping that they can at least make a run this year. But if I had to make a prediction, I think it might be Colorado's year finally. They're looking pretty good. That would be my smart prediction. But
Yeah, I'm a Capitals fan, so obviously I want them to go as far as possible, but it's hard not to cheer on the Leafs and the Wild a little bit too when you live with a couple of guys that are diehard fans.
I'm gonna just stick with the easy answer. Leafs for both. Got to be proud, and I'm betting this year's it. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Tampa. So
sucking up.
repeat.
So, okay. So I'm going to shift back to the hockey eyes questions for a minute. What's been your favorite part about being a hockey eyes and the best or the coolest opportunity in your perspective that you guys have been able to pursue or presented with?
That's a good one. I think favorite part, like personally, was never really fond of being in front of a camera or talking or doing anything even like this, talking to people that I just met online. So it's definitely made me more comfortable doing things like that. But yeah, the opportunities I think with the NHL that we've had so far probably tops the cake. That's kind of always been a goal from the start since, I mean, we did start as hockey players. So that was a goal to do something in hockey eventually. So yeah, I think just working with the NHL has been probably a top goal.
I think for us too, also another thing is just being able to hang out. I wouldn't say necessarily more, but like it's almost forced us to hang out more in a sense, right? Where there's filming so many days in a row or these trips, or not to say they wouldn't happen, but I feel like it happens a bit more. So obviously when you get to hang out with your best friends more often than not and share these experiences, it's a lot cooler than just doing it by yourself. And like obviously me and Cuddy didn't get to go on that NHL trip, but it's been cool working with them. But I think just like some of our spring break trips have been pretty crazy. Like the time we took the RV to Nashville, I think that'd be one of the coolest opportunities. Not necessarily say it came because of the hockey guys, but with our whole group being together and being able to film that whole thing's pretty cool to look back on.
Yeah, it's just endless possibility. Just you never know what can pop up or what the next day is going to bring. So I think that's pretty exciting for all of us.
Since you said you guys get to hang out more in terms of content, do you guys have like a specific filming day, or like it just comes up like an idea, like okay, we're filming this day or that day, or it's like specific the day of the week?
I think it's a little bit of both. Right now we kind of have a schedule, but it's not like set in stone. But I think it's like Sunday, Mondays, Wednesdays. We try and get the majority of stuff. But like I said, obviously the guys are together more than that. So if something pops up where Lossie needs a video done today, we can do that today. Like yesterday was supposed to be a filming session, and the way it worked out with our schedules, I think majority of it seemed to be like it's happening tonight. So I don't think it's like anything huge set in stone, but I think it's kind of like we have an idea of what the week looks like, so you can schedule around. And if it doesn't work, we're all free on those other days where whenever a video needs to get done, we kind of rally around it and find a way to get it done.
Speaking of filming and content, Austin, in the vlogs, we see you cooking a lot. Is there a certain day that you choose, like, oh, I'm going to cook this, so we'll film your segment, which is called Saucin' with Austin, right?
Yeah.
Is there a certain day that you choose to film that, or it's just whatever you're cooking?
No, it's kind of different. Like it depends if I want to like have like a group reaction to something, or like if I'm making something more kind of, I guess, that I need to concentrate, kind of all these guys walking because they're constantly walking around me and like getting in my ear and stuff. So kind of just depends what environment I'm kind of feeling and what I'm making. Like for example, on our video we're dropping tonight, we made a some kind of like pastry thing from Australia that was sent to us, and we did like a group reaction to that, and it was definitely an interesting taste because let's just say we won't be making it again.
It's not the food's fault.
So for the rest of you, what's been your favorite thing that Austin has made that you've had to try?
Oh man.
Jack's Pizza.
I really liked, I guess it's kind of a team effort, but him and our other roommate Trey smoked some pork a couple weeks ago for Easter actually, and we had some smoked pork tacos that really hit the spot. I don't know. I think that's my favorite so far.
I don't know if I have a favorite. Everything he's done is actually, not to pump his tires, but has been pretty good, except for this last pastry thingy. That wasn't all his fault, I guess. But other than that one, I had to be a tough grader on. I think everything he's made so far has been much better than I would make. So
Awesome. And I want to ask, do you guys have any hidden talents?
That's a good one. Cuddy's a pretty good singer. I don't.
Thanks, buddy.
that's a tough one. I feel like that's one like I always get stumped on that one. I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I think
That's
we have
a
a
good
TikTok on this, and I don't even know
That's a good one.
I don't know what I said. I think rounding up cows is what I said.
You keep that hidden.
Be a rancher someday.
No.
Okay, so how has your perspective on social media changed from the beginning of just having your own accounts and posting for fun to the beginning of the Hockey Guys to now?
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I think before it all started, I wasn't like crazy active on it. I kind of tried to not be like on purpose, just kind of try not to like waste time just scrolling and seeing all these things. And then once the first video went viral, all of a sudden we all look at our phones and just like, these people requested to follow you. Like, and so we kind of had to start getting used to that, which has been super fun and super cool to see how many people have enjoyed it so far. So that was obviously the goal at the start. So the fact that we've all been able to grow in our own ways and with the group as one, it's been really exciting. And I think it's just kind of old hat. We're all pretty comfortable with it. We do our best at keeping people up to date and showing what's going on in our lives, which is definitely different, I would say. That took some getting used to for sure.
Yeah, I think going out, like even, I don't think I realized the power of social media. I think everyone's kind of aware of that or knows that social media is pretty crazy, but I don't think, especially with the way TikTok works and like you were saying there, how like even you were seeing our videos where you live and stuff like that's pretty crazy to think that, you know, it's not like Instagram where you kind of have to follow somebody to kind of see their things, or it's like kind of crazy how many people it reached. And kind of for the first couple months of it, we were kind of on lockdown with COVID too. So I think when like the first time we experienced it, we like just went out to eat quick and we noticed a few people kind of like just taking a video of us and kind of ended up coming up and telling us later. So I think it was kind of just like wild that people like recognized us for that. You know what I mean? It's kind of, the support was obviously overwhelming and awesome, but it was just kind of like different for us because we're just normal people like you guys, right? So it's kind of weird when we went out and people were like taking pictures of us and like wanting pictures together and stuff like that, which is just kind of like funny to think that, you know, like we're kind of, I guess, cool in some people's eyes and see how involved they get. Like it's actually pretty impressive with how much people stay up to date and know everything about your life. Like I feel like there's a lot of people that don't miss a single detail.
As having this platform and like you said, the shift from like having your own account to all these people requesting to follow you, and now I think you're all public accounts, right? Has that made you more cautious in what you post and how many details like you actually give out, or do you still just kind of like have fun with it?
Yeah, I'd say we're all pretty cautious. We don't need to put out every little detail about like private things or stuff like that. But yeah, I think just being comfortable with the fact that someone actually cares what coffee shop you're at, right? Which in it maybe will bring someone there, or they'll just be entertained for the day, seeing things like that. I think definitely conscious of it and trying to do more. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes you forget, but
Yeah, that's one thing too. Like if we're like going out to like a supper or something, it's like you never really think about that, like filming it if like we weren't as big as we were. But like people love to see that, right? So it's just, that's one thing that changed for me. If we're going out to do something, just like try to catch some clips of it and film it, and maybe you can piece it together and make a pretty cool video.
Yeah.
Awesome. And
No, yeah, I was just like agreeing with that. It's just like now we're kind of in the mindset where anything we do or anything that we're like thinking of, it's like, oh, how do we get this into a video type thing? And you just kind of never know how they're going to turn out. And I think it's kind of a fun new way to do things for us, but it does definitely take up a little bit of time because sometimes we're overlapping with each other on videos. So, but it's all fun in the end. So.
Cool. And has your platform helped you learn anything about yourselves?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, I guess.
Yeah, like for me, like I get a lot of comments of like people wanting to see the like what I have on the farm. So for me, like I never really thought of that as being something people wanted to see. So now it's just kind of cool that people enjoy seeing like cows and horses and stuff like that on my page.
I think I kind of said this earlier, but just the comfortability of it, it kind of gave us all a little confidence boost and helps us make the content better too, right? You don't want us to be sitting there staged and awkward and shy about it. No one wants to see that. So I think it's been good for all of us to not be so shy in front of a camera and just being ourselves for sure. We've definitely experienced and learned that it's really not like that cool to be too cool to do something.
If you guys had to start your online careers over again, meaning like start over with the hockey guys and even just like maybe with all the knowledge that you know now, what would you do different and what would you keep the same?
Personally, I don't know if I'd change anything. I think that I would say for a group of guys that had no expectation, no knowledge on anything, like no plan, I don't feel like we've actually really, like looking back on it, missed a step or like did something necessarily wrong. I think everything we've done has been like, if we have felt like we kind of messed up or did something, it's been pretty minor for the most part, at least in my opinion. I don't think that we've really, like even with dropping merch and stuff like that, we obviously had the hurdles of the NCAA policies and whatnot, but it actually like everything just worked out that like you can't really do anything too soon, right? Like or too late. I mean, like it's all worked out really well for us, and I think that just learning on the go has been the coolest part. And I don't think people really understand the impact it has having a guy like Lawson. Like this whole group would probably be nothing because I don't think anyone personally loves what he does as much as he does and puts in the work he does, and the quality of work he does is really truly amazing, honestly. Like it's been one of a kind. So I think just having guys like that and doing the whole process together, whether we did good, like things good or bad, it's been like just the whole process in general has been super cool to just, if we failed, we failed together. If we did good, we did together. And it normally ends up with a laugh regardless. Like I don't think we ever take things too serious. So even if we felt like we messed up, we're normally giggling about it or whatnot. It's never too serious because there's really no expectation, right? Like we can kind of do whatever we want for the most part. So it's kind of nice that like, you know, if we mess up a video, like, well, we have to hang out again and remake it, right? Like, there's really there's no expectation on what we do. We can stop, we can continue, we can kind of do whatever we want. So I think that part's been pretty cool too.
So you said there's no one who loves what they do more than Lawson. Has being on social media helped you guys find out what path you want to pursue after college or change like maybe what direction you were heading in a sense?
Yeah, 100%. Like me and Levi are transportation, logistics, supply chain majors, and I took a marketing job. So it's completely different than anything I ever studied, but it's just kind of a different passion change, which, I mean, yeah, you want to do something you're passionate about, especially starting your career off. So yeah, that's a great question.
Okay, and a fun question now. If you had to switch places with one member of the group for a day, whose place would you take and why?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one.
I might take Friz's spot. I'd cook a bunch of meals, save them up.
You could do that on your own, bud.
I kind of want to know what's going through your head throughout the day too.
I think it'd be cool to be Lawson. I think to just see how he's so driven and kind of has such a, like, to get 10 guys together all the time has got to be frustrating. And he's like barely ever frustrated. So I cannot imagine very many people in this world being able to do what he does. So I think just like seeing how he wakes up at 6 or 7, whenever he wakes up of the day and has time for his own school and his own working out and his own life on the side, and then having to deal with us other 9 hooligans. I would love to just see how I'd actually just love to see like in his head at what point when he's actually kind of frustrated with us and he just never lets on. I think it'd be pretty cool to see how he kind of or what he thinks in a day about us.
It'd be pretty fun to be Johnny. I don't think that guy's ever had a bad day.
Yeah.
So, Levi, you said you would switch places with Austin to cook meals. Austin, have you ever considered giving them like cooking lessons or making like a little cookbook or something for them, or even just like for the vlog, maybe doing like a little cooking competition where you make something and they have to recreate it?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But I kind like just with my roommates at least. If I see them in the kitchen doing something, I'll like kind of jokingly give them a tip or whatever. But Lawson actually said that he's learned a lot just from because he helps me make my videos sometimes. So just from him just being there filming, I'll like kind of explain things to him too, and he's learned a decent amount. But as for the cookbook idea, I am starting to think about that more and thinking about maybe like getting each guy from or getting each guy in the group's maybe favorite thing to eat, and then I kind of put my spin on it and we make like a hockey guys cookbook or something. That's what I'm gonna try and figure out this summer.
I have a better idea. I think you should come over and cook for the last 2 weeks of school, and we'll tell you what should be in there and what shouldn't be. So every day around 6 o'clock, just come on over and we'll figure
Yeah,
something
experiment.
When you first started cooking, did you take like cooking classes or was it something that you kind of just picked up or already knew kind of how to do?
I could kind of give it to the Food Network. I would always watch like Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives or like Chopped, and I would just want to recreate what they made on there. So that kind of turned me into a foodie, I guess.
So if you had to open your own restaurant and create like a signature dish, what would it be?
I do like pizza, so I have to come up with some crazy pizza.
Is that like a bucket list activity for you, or is it just like something that like maybe will happen one day in the future?
Yeah, I would definitely love to run a restaurant and have the boys out a few times a week, get them to come visit, maybe help out behind the bar.
I would never
But
be paying for
yeah,
it.
maybe one day we'll see.
Okay, and speaking of the bucket lists, what are the top 3 things your individual bucket list?
I need to go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I know. So that's definitely up there.
I think me and Bates have a common one. We want to ride a bull someday with all adrenaline junkies.
Yep. Riding a bull, get my U.S. citizenship, probably 2. And then my third one would be no specific, but just kind of enjoying this ride with the hockey guys here and seeing the crazy opportunities we can create this summer before, I guess, next fall kicks in and we got to figure what's going to happen. What about you, Friesen? What's your 3 bucket list?
Friz has done it all.
Yeah, there's not much left. No. I'd like to go to Thailand. I've had friends go there, and I heard that once you go there, it's just like an absolute blast, and you never know who you're gonna meet or what you're gonna do there. It's a pretty cool spot. And then I'd like to go to a Stanley Cup Finals playoff game. Been to a playoff game before, but being at the actual finals where it's the last 2, and you know everyone else is watching around the country with you, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I would add Super Bowl to my list too.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
In Minnesota.
So those are individual bucket lists, but do you guys have like a group bucket list of things you want to achieve during your time as the hockey guys? Like, do you think also when you guys kind of separate and like graduate, do you think you're going to continue doing it? Do you think it's going to make it more difficult?
It'll be a good challenge. We're definitely gonna keep it going. There was never anyone that wanted to quit it. It's been too fun and too rewarding right now to just give up on it. So I don't know if we have any specific goals, like variable goals, but I think just kind of taking it as far as we can go.
Yeah, I think like a goal would to make it so this is sustainable for a long time, and we could maybe like put our careers into this, have something where we know that we're like proud doing it, and we've built something up that could last as long as it can for all of us, because we do have a large group, so it's definitely a lot to kind of take care of everyone. But if we can get it to that kind of level, that'd be probably the best thing we're looking for.
Okay, and what arenas are next on your NHL bucket list?
Tampa.
Yeah, definitely anywhere.
Warm.
Anywhere. I want to eventually see all the every arena. So whatever one is next is top of the list. Hopefully in my lifetime can go to all 32.
That's kind of cool. So I'm a big baseball fan on before hockey, but I feel the same way with baseball. Have there been any like other places that have stood out to you that you guys have gone that you were like, oh, maybe I would come back here? It doesn't have to be hockey. It can be like just anywhere you guys have traveled.
I think I would probably retire in Arizona. That was pretty fun last year and it's always warm. So that would be a great spot to go, at least maybe in the winter time, being from Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. We love New York. Is insane. The city is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. We want to see it all, I guess. I think that's a fair answer for everyone.
I have a follow-up question about New York because I gotta ask, was there anywhere like really cool that you guys wanted to go that you didn't get to go? Like, would you go back and just kind of like explore the city or Long Island or anywhere just in that area?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of places that we missed. Maybe we didn't really get to do too much nightlife in the city. We just went to like a small little like Irish pub. We went to the small concert and then a small Irish pub after. So it was all pretty low key, but yeah, we didn't really experience like too much of the nightlife, or we also didn't get to go to Times Square. So that would also be another cool spot to stop at.
Yeah, I don't think we realized how big Long Island is either. Because I didn't even realize that. I might be saying this wrong, but the Hamptons are out that way, right? I've heard that's gorgeous. I mean, I would love to check that out one day for sure. Just a little bit out of the city, experience New York in a different way.
The Hamptons in the summer are usually like the place to be.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a pretty cool part. I haven't been either, but my aunt's gone. She said it's pretty cool. Okay, so we see Austin, you're on your own, and Will, Levi, and Coltyn, you guys are together. So you guys the three of you are in the Shack, and the other Austin, you're in the Marriott.
Yeah.
So who came up with the names, the Shack and the Marriott?
Well, our first house, it was just us three, and it was right across from a restaurant called the Shack. So we were trying to come up with a name, and that sign was just always there. The Shack it was.
And the Marriott, our roommate Cappy, he just has like his parents have like ties with the Marriott organization, and so we kind of stay in their hotels sometimes. So we just decided to call this place the Marriott, and a couple other houses have other like hotel names within our hockey team.
So I saw on your TikTok that you guys actually got matching Marriott tattoos. Whose idea was that?
We kind of just like jokingly threw it out there throughout the years, and I think like guys have started getting more tattoos, at least on our team, and so that kind of got everyone more curious about it. And then now we're just like, wow, there's pretty much about a month left, so may as well just go do it. And we actually got Pacer to come with us too, and he actually lives next door, but he's just always at our house, so it kind of made sense for him to get one too.
Like an honorary member of the Marriott.
Yeah, totally.
So those of you that are in the Shack, now that they've got the Marriott tattoos, has it inspired you guys to get matching Shack tattoos? And if you were, what would your symbol be to represent the Shack?
We've been chatting about it a little bit.
They've been in our ear.
Yeah, throwing a few ideas around. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the logo would be. Just something simple, but just kind of our style too. None of us even have tattoos over here, so it'd be our first one.
Would you guys get like matching hockey guys tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would see that happening.
I'm sure anything's possible.
So would you get like THG for the hockey guys, which has been your symbol on your merch, or would you get something different, maybe to represent just the group as a whole, or something that you all love in common, like hockey?
I think that'd be the hardest part of figuring out. Like, I don't think it'd be so much an issue like all of us agreeing to get a hockey guy's tattoo. I think it'd be like what specifically we came up with, or the design or whatnot.
I have a question. What made you guys choose your school?
For me, it was hockey. Yeah, honestly, it's really not much more in depth than that. Helped. I knew some guys coming here, like I played with Will in the juniors, and we had a few other guys that were already here in Superior that I knew about. So for me, it was pretty much just I felt comfortable with the guys that were already coming here, and I knew some guys that were kind of recruited here, like Cuddy. We played in the same league, so we kind of connected a little bit before he committed, and I think that just made it kind of easier for me. But pretty basically, it was hockey.
Yeah, I think for the most part, we all just got recruited here. So our coach talked to all of us and wanted us to play hockey. So why not?
So did knowing other people from playing, obviously not in the college level, but in your own leagues, did that make it easier for you to choose your school? Did it make the transition easier? And what has it been like going from playing in like your leagues at home to playing on a college team together?
Yeah, I think it helped because we all come from similar backgrounds, similar families. We all did pretty much the same thing after high school before coming here. So yeah, we all bonded right away. And everyone went through the same thing. So it just helped out. We're all coming into college together and helping each other out, having fun together. And
Yeah, like Will said, I think you just built on the relationships you already had. Obviously, sharing some common experiences in Canada where we played together, and obviously having a brief idea of who his family is when we all met at times, and both of our families getting to know each other, and it goes for with the rest of the guys too. So finally to come here and live together for 4 years, and have everyone's families come up at some point and get to know them has kind of just been a nice transition. And obviously, even for me coming from Canada, it's been different, obviously, living in the States, but when you live with guys that you know or are familiar with and that are your best friends, it makes the transition pretty easy because you just feel comfortable right away.
Okay, and what hockey positions do you guys play? Like, if you had to try a different position, which one would you do from the one that you play?
us three are forwards, and Friz a defenseman. Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
you gotta throw on the
Either
pads and be a goalie.
or
Yeah.
a defenseman.
I'd probably stink.
Yeah, I'd want to be a center. Kind of mix it up front. I think it'd be fun.
It's always next year, buddy.
So, Austin, do you have one more season left with your school team?
I technically do, yeah, but I'm leaving early to kind of pursue this full time.
Are you guys like excited? So, I don't really know how to word this, but are you guys excited to be like done with well, I guess two of you are pro, but like kind of retiring and taking a step back, or do you wish you could keep playing for another year?
Well, personally, I think we're kind of ready to move on just from this like area. We love the area and stuff, but the weather can be pretty harsh. The days can be very dark in the winter and stuff. So I think we're just kind of ready to get out and kind of try new things in a different spot.
Yeah, I'd say I knew right away. After our last game this year, is just accomplished a college hockey goal, and I was just ready to be done. So yeah, definitely, totally fine with that decision, and yeah, moving on in life.
I think it gets tough at this point. Sounds crazy, but at 25, the amount of work and the uncertainty of where you'll be and on the road, and you can be traded, cut at any time. There's kind of does get to that point where you are ready to move on at life, and I don't know. I think it's a mixed emotions probably. It's probably it's kind of one of those ones where it's tough to say. I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah, I really don't know either. I'm still trying to decide to pursue pro again next year or not. I'm gonna take the summer and kind of think about that. But yeah, I definitely want to stick around the hockey guys as much as possible.
Cool. And do you ever, any of you, consider coaching in the future?
I would consider coaching like little kids. I think that'd be fun. Back in my hometown is pretty small, so I think that'd be pretty fun. Or even high school.
Yeah, I think we'd all have a little knack for coaching, giving back to what coaches did for us growing up. It'd be pretty fun to help young kids kind of develop in that way.
If you guys had to coach and have your own team, what would you name your team?
The Yellow Jackets. I don't know. I've never thought of that one.
I think there's a few factors I'd probably go into that, where I'm living, if Friz's kid is on my team or not. There'd be a few things that would go into the decision of what I would name the team. Maybe the Sauce with Austin team or something like that.
The Frizzes.
The Frizzes.
So where would you want your team to be, like high school and kids, or would you want to coach like an NHL team if you could?
I want older. I kind of want the less. I wouldn't say less responsibility, but the more. I like the relationships where it's more like man to man in a sense, and necessarily dealing with kids that sometimes it's not necessarily like they love hockey that much. They're just kind of doing it because it's something to do or their parents want them to do. I kind of want it where it's like more of like a I don't know, just kind of more of like a mature, I guess, situation where it's just kind of easier to talk to and connect, and people are there because they love it.
Oh, that's a cute dog.
This is Nelly.
Okay. Oh, okay. So who would you have as their assistant coach from the group?
I'd probably say Batesy. He's got a good hockey mind. Yeah, he probably knows the most about the game. And yeah, that'd definitely be my pick.
I'd be pretty happy if anybody. I think, like Will kind of said, I think everyone's got a pretty good grasp of hockey, and it'd be fun with any of the guys kind of working together. And
Yeah, we do talk a lot about hockey together, so we're always kind of on the same page.
When you guys watch your NHL games, whether it be in person or just on TV together, do you find yourselves like either taking it in and saying like, oh, maybe I should try doing that, or like critiquing and like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would have done this instead?
I think more of just it's crazy that they can pull this stuff off. Kind of just realize, kind of humbles us a bit and be like, if you ever think you're good, you're really not that good. I guess maybe that's how I do sometimes. I'm kind of like, that's insane that they tried that. Like, I don't think people realize how good these players are.
Yeah, I think we're always in awe watching NHLers because they do little things that people don't notice or realize how hard it really is. Yeah, we got no say. You can't tell them how far.
Okay, so I have a question now because we saw the dog. So you guys have a bunch of pets between you. Austin, you have a cat. Do you guys consider your animals to be like the hockey guys' mascots in a sense?
Yeah, like people send us stuff in the PO box for them. They've gotten little jerseys from different NHL teams, a lot of like treats and collars and stuff. It's been pretty funny just because they're on the camera for like 2 seconds, but someone who's also like a big pet lover too will be very generous and send some stuff our way.
That's so cute. And did you guys have like your pets during school, or like was it like back home?
I brought mine, got him in Canada in the summer, and then brought him here when he was a kitten. So he's been here for 2 years now.
Our roommate got Nelly when he was here, I think, or maybe in the summer. But
This is just her first year here with us.
Have you guys considered making like your pets like little hockey guys jerseys? Because don't you guys have hockey guys jerseys?
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered making them for your pets?
We haven't, but that's a great idea. Yeah.
I would buy it for my cat if you guys do it.
All right. Good to know.
Nice idea.
We'll add it to the list.
Actually, is a good idea.
I have a hamster that I'm not supposed to have, so I don't think the jersey would fit the hamster, but I'd still get one. Yeah, we may have bought it off the side of the road, but we have a hamster now, so.
Okay, so me and Sam were both communications majors and we're part of the radio, so we would love you guys to join us when we're actually live on radio, so we'll contact you for that, right, Sam?
Awesome. That
Oh yeah, if you guys come to Tampa next season, make sure you stop at the University of Tampa because we're getting a whole new studio. We weren't up and running this year, but we're getting a new studio next year. So keep us in mind.
All right.
Yes, and we're gonna have our own show. We're gonna have our own show, WUTT Radio. So that'll be
Nice.
awesome.
Congrats, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's super.
If you guys were to have a radio show, because this just came to my mind, if you guys were to have a radio show, what would you name it and what would it be about?
We have the No Bad Days podcast already rolling.
Would you do like a live version of the No Bad Days podcast?
Yeah, probably.
So you guys join them a lot as guests, right? But have any of you ever wanted to either like join them as a full-time host or Coltyn, I see you shaking your head no. Why not?
I think it's just like awesome what they do, and it's something they like to do. But I kind of just don't want to sit there for an hour and talk about my week. I think it's like I love listening to them and doing what they do and popping in from time to time, but I don't think I would like to do that every week. And on top of our weeks as it is, they're pretty busy. I just don't think I would enjoy doing that for an hour or whatever it ends up being and stuff like that. It's nice to just pop in and be the guest and not have to do any work for it.
Who's one guest that if they had on the podcast, you would either like want to jump in on it or be like, let me sit and watch or just let me listen or ask questions or something? Like if you had to pick one dream guest for the podcast to be on with you guys and the other guys, who would it be?
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Biebs would be a good one.
Jordan Belford.
Jordan. maybe like Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell. Famous actor, I would say, would be the best.
Yeah. Or even an NHL guy. Be pretty cool.
Is there one NHL player that you look up to the most that you would want as the guest?
Sidney Crosby for sure. Yeah, he would definitely be mine.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, he's the best player. So hard not to look up to him.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say Oshie.
He's just a cool guy.
So you said Justin Bieber as your dream guest. So would you choose, if you had to pick a Justin Bieber song to be like either your like walkout song or something, which song would you pick?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, that's a walkout song. Honestly, I don't know if I have one. I just love Biebs. I think he's cool. He loves hockey. He's a Leafs fan, so we just get it. And I love his music. So I think just everything about him is pretty sweet.
So if not limited to Justin Bieber, if you had to pick either a walkout song or like a theme song for your life, what song would it be? That's for any of you.
Theme song. Oh, hey, like Welcome to the Jungle.
I was gonna say that.
That's right.
What's the theme song of that 70s show?
Oh, that 70s show theme song?
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
It's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys too.
Yeah, good
Have
luck
fun
with your
filming.
project. Go
Thank
Lightning.
you.
Bye.
Yes,
guys.
go
See ya.
Lightning. Bye. That was our conversation with the hockey guys. If you're listening, Austin, Will, Levi, Coltyn, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had so much fun talking to you guys. You guys are super nice.
It was amazing to get to know them, and I can't wait to see what they have to post in TikTok and in their future hockey, as one of them are pros. That's going to be super fun to see, and hopefully we can interview them next time.
Yes, so if you guys aren't already following them, follow them on Instagram and Snapchat, @the.hockeyguys, on TikTok @thehockeyguys, and on YouTube, their YouTube channel is just The Hockey Guys, as well as their individual accounts are more. I think their individual accounts are listed on the Hockey Guys account.
Yeah.
So that wraps up this episode.
Thank you so much, you guys, and follow us on Instagram. Mine is Lucia Sacer, and yours, Sam?
Mine's Sam at 3420. So thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
And until next time.